Well,
In fact, well, I guess you have to leave because Molly's here. Yeah, okay. Well, sorry, you're stuck.
Molly's on mute.
Apparently. And I've suggested that she goes off mute so we can hear her, but that hasn't happened yet, so. There we
Hey, I just started hearing you.
go. Awesome. I was like, I don't know, she's not there, but she's there. She looks like she's there, but she's not there. Awesome. So we are having an unofficial meeting because we do not have a quorum, but it's really the goal of this is to keep the momentum going for various projects and conservation efforts. The primary of which is this tree planting project we've got going on this weekend.
I have some bad news about
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well,
Not bad
might be a
news.
short meeting. I don't know what's going on,
It's
so
not bad
we'll.
news, but I'm looking at the map. I'm looking at where I'm at with people that, so I've been I'm behind with everything that's happened.
Yep.
that week.
Can you turn your speaker on so Molly can hear you?
I'm a little behind because I had Lyme there a week and a half ago, so.
But you're here now.
I'm here now, and I kind of think I'd like to have another week to kind of try to get this whole tree planting thing kind of going, because we could do some of it this week. I do have a few of them, but I'm looking through, I started talking to people and they're like, oh, I don't want a tree now. You know, it's like I had a list of all these places and I'm double
Oh,
checking
they like
on them.
changed their mind?
They're changing their mind, and that's what I'm running
Oh.
into. Like, not everyone, but it's a lot of work going through and checking with every one of these
Right.
people after, 6 months if they want to still have the tree.
Right.
And then I said, well, all right, I won't bother with the Pearl Street people as much. I'll just look on the app.
Mhm.
I'm looking on the app, and it doesn't look like there's a ton of spots. So if you think we can, I guess maybe we can look at the app and see, like, all right, come up with, so I need
So how many, okay, so.
28 trees is what I have.
So is
So,
your
okay.
objective to plant all the trees you have before the winter?
This 28, yeah.
You have
That are left
28
over
trees.
from the year?
No, these are the ones I just bought.
Okay,
These aren't leftover ones. They're being housed over at Guinea Ridge.
okay,
Is it Guinea Ridge?
yeah.
And
Can you tell me what the trees are? Do you have a
yeah, I
a
have
list,
the,
or
I have the
could you
list.
have
I have the list right here.
like a 2 or 5 or 6 or whatever,
All right.
kind of?
This
Can
is,
we make a copy of that?
Take a picture of it or
I
something?
can go make a
Can
copy.
you, okay, we're going to take a short break so we can make a copy.
I'll make a copy for everybody.
Molly, are you available the following weekend? I'm not sure if you caught that, but you are not.
Yeah, I could hear.
No.
Sounds like this weekend's gonna be a little soon for where he is with organizing.
Yeah, because he was
Um,
sick, so we can't be mad at him for that. That's
Yeah,
Can't
poor
say.
guy.
It's not fair.
I am not here the following weekend. We're out of town.
Okay.
We will be at our niece's first birthday party
Oh, that's so exciting.
in Manhattan.
Aw, that's so exciting.
That's
We
exciting.
always do a
Yes.
little too much for the first, second, third birthday and realize they can't even
Oh.
remember these birthdays. What were we thinking? But it's so good. It's an excuse to see the littles is always fun, but I always laugh because I think
Exactly.
what did I do?
We'll
and
take
why
the
did I do
excuse, but they're definitely gonna be doing too much.
And it's not an
Okay.
insult. I just laugh at it having
Is it-
been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I remember those birthdays.
Well, it's also that on steroids, because he's like
oh, geez.
my brother-in-law is he's a corporate lawyer in New York City.
Uh-huh.
And
there's a lot of the
all of the
things-
expenditures and extravagance that comes with it.
Gotcha. Understood. So, if perchance we can even tighten it up and do like 2 half days, I don't know if that makes sense from his perspective. We'll find out. You would still be available this weekend. You probably won't be available this week. So it's kind of a mishmash as to who's
you
available
do-
when. I think we're going to get about half or half.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, I'm wide open after I get back, but I mean, that's
right.
not, maybe it's too late. I don't know.
Well, it's better to get them out of the pots or the burlaps before winter and in the ground than.
Well, that's
not.
still only the end of October. Hi, Sam.
Hello. How are we? Good.
So like I was saying too, is we can still do some of these. We don't have to not do it this weekend at all. I mean, I think I can, but we just gotta like come up with,
Thanks, Dave.
yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Hi.
Okay. So the discussion, so one, we're in an informal meeting because of a lack of
Strange.
quorum. Although I
Yeah, these
think
are
you
good
might
ones.
technically make a quorum, but we're gonna keep it informal.
Okay.
Molly has joined us by Zoom.
Hi.
And we're debating,
I see him.
because Dave had to take care of himself to get through
Yeah.
the Lyme.
Yeah.
We are debating how we either split the time or defer to the following week and like
For
who's
tree planting?
available,
Yeah,
when, what, where, kind of
just because
thing.
I mean, we can probably like get some of these done this Sunday. Maybe that's what we do. We could do that, or we just wait and try and get all of them done the following Sunday. But what I'm finding is like the one small tree I do have, I have one red bud here.
Mhm.
That's already spoken for on Pearl Street. So I have that. That's the one I do have done. It seems like everybody I went to after that, I either had already planted a tree or they didn't want one. But I'm not through the whole list yet. I'm just behind.
Yeah,
And then I said, all right, well, maybe we can just go to the app and look at the app and see what we have here and see, like, I'm looking at this one right here.
these are trees that are already committed to.
Right. So we have, like, I'm looking on this, what's this right here? This is McGonagall.
So when you say spoken for, what does that mean?
There's a homeowner and a tree location identified.
Okay,
for-
so it's like a definite,
Yes.
okay, got it.
So every one of these
Thank
trees
you.
has a potential owner. Hi, Samantha.
every one of these trees? No,
No.
these are
that's-
all
that's the
available
problem.
trees,
Okay,
except for the one red bud.
yep, all right.
So I'm looking at 58 Mechanic. If everybody could look for a halo and see if there's a
Oh,
tree on
he's
there,
gonna do that for me.
maybe
I'm
we
gonna-
can pull it off still. So this basically says, what's the details here? Okay. Present sidewalk, underground power, BD.
So you're looking for the green
The ones with the round circle
The
around
green
them.
circle.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this one, so there's no, like this is, so this one here, it just says BD Parker and Will Atis, owner contacted, there's no information unless I look at maybe a different spot on here, maybe they did put. So that's why that whole little part in there that talks about you've contacted the owner. And because usually it will say contact an owner, wants maple tree, wants.
Yeah, I see I'm looking at it.
So now I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to go to this one. So I'm just going through.
All right, well-
16 Knowlton Street.
This is so slow.
Samantha knows owner at 16, Steve and Rosa Eggers. So I have their phone number here. They're open to a tree on the edge of the property line with a grassy neighbor. Okay. So see, this is the stuff, it's time consuming.
Right.
And
Most of these there's not much information.
well, I just found one that has, this is on Knowlton Street. I'm thinking on Knowlton Street where on,
I know them. It's two houses down from the Rose Hall building,
16?
the Ergus.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember anything about it? Like, did they,
Is that my note and does it have my name in the entry?
it was not a note you made. It looked like something maybe Will or Beatty put in there saying you knew them.
I do know them. I don't know. I think I may have talked to them about it, but like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
They might be surprised if somebody showed up with a tree, but
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe what I need to do is like we got to like verify these because that's the problem I'm running into on the Pearl Street stuff over here. So I have a list of people that signed up.
Yeah,
And I've gone back out now to plant the tree, and then some of them don't want it now.
Right.
Or we planted a tree and things have changed a little bit, so it's not.
I mean, that specific family, I could text them right now if you'd like for me to and see.
Yeah, I've got their number. It's 380. Maybe we can just kind of go through this list real quick and maybe come up with, if we came up with 15 of them, that would probably be helpful. Then we could do 15 of the trees Sunday. So the number is 3807469.
Yeah, that's Steve.
Yeah. And if you text them and they're okay with it, we'll plan them.
And it's Sunday that you would be doing the planting?
Sunday, yeah. So what I was gonna do is, once I had the locations, I was gonna bring the tree out to the location tomorrow.
Yep.
And I was gonna dig a hole.
Yep.
Have the guys dig a hole and then just put a bag of compost and mulch there.
Yep.
And then we would go out and plant everything and get it.
Water and
Yeah, get it all
finish
done.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I can tell you that Judy at 211 Washington Street, which may have not been added. I've ran into her this year. I was just over at her property the other day. She would love to have up to 2 trees planted along that sidewalk. So she's part of the sidewalk extension. So she's 211. It's before you get to obviously Shirt Tail, but past Mount Batty Street on the right going up. The gray shaker-sided ranch. Oh, there's a culvert. There's a culvert there on Washington. So
it's
211. So I know she's particularly fond of ash trees, that mountain ash trees specifically. So if we could do one or both mountain ash,
2 mountain ash.
she would be thrilled. Because I told her, because she was like, oh, let's put a maple in there. And I said, honey, you have wires running there. Like you're going to.
Mountain ash is
chop
well,
this.
it's not that big of a tree. Right?
It's smaller than the Norway maple down the street from her. So
Yeah.
like but she has cross wire. Like it's not just vertical, it's there. So she
Is there a
knows, like,
place to put 2 trees there without getting into the wires?
over time? I mean, it's probably going to need definitely one, probably both. I think you could,
Yeah.
I
I'll
think
put a question mark. Okay.
one for sure, but 2 is possible.
So this is my list of trees that are going to be planted right here. And then I've got, so the red bud, that is going to be 20 Pearl Street.
Pearl Street. All right. And then, so the mountain ash, I would say 211 Washington.
So I just got 132 Hardin Ave. It says owner's been contacted. But it doesn't give any more information. 32 Hardin Ave?
130 or 32?
32.
Okay, I was going to say, there's not that many houses on the street.
32. Just looking at these.
Where's
So,
Barb when you need
does
her?
it-
She
does
knows
it-
everybody. It's her neighborhood.
Does it say
Name or anything?
what kind of tree?
Nope.
Okay.
Just says owner contacted.
Question mark. So, and I've got a bunch on this list too. So
People, you mean names?
recently, I just haven't double checked with them. Maybe what you guys want to just like split this list up right here, and then we'll just text these people or call them.
Are there numbers?
Yeah, I got numbers right
For
here.
that
on this
list?
one.
Oh, yeah.
You want to try? You want to just make this a contact someone real quick or effort?
Yeah.
Like what do they call it when you have
A calling tree or
Boiler
calling
room
or whatever.
operation.
Yeah. In fact,
That's what they call it.
Calling
Text-
tree might be the most
We
appropriate.
can text you, like, we can I'll put a box around the 4 or 5 for you to contact and then text and zoom in on it and text it to you. Is that reasonable?
Great. Any chance there's like, could we just briefly come up with like a paragraph that we would all use so because I don't know whether are we going to offer them any conversation around the type of tree, or we're just saying you're getting a tree, you get what you get?
I think it's first and foremost completely dependent on, so like black tupelo, I'm not going to plant unless it's a little bit damp or there's really good runoff drainage because it would hate dry. Ginkgo, if it's like pretty gritty and too much concrete and stuff around it, I put a
Right,
ginkgo
hold
in
on. So
there.
yeah, so it's site dependent. So I guess the question is,
Yeah.
if they say, do I have any say on what kind of tree?
You can
The
put-
response is no, you'll get whatever tree shows up. I mean, not phrased that way, but we will
Yeah,
pick what
I
tree
get it.
Say
brings.
that our selection at this time of the year is limited. And if you have a preference, you can say, I can text you the list because they might say, I want a spruce tree, and we don't even have one to offer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to be an
Right.
option. So,
I can't even get
It's
this app to work.
got a
very
shadow
well.
on it, but it's forthcoming. Samantha, hang tight.
Okay. Do you have a selection?
It seems to me that, this is Molly, it seems
Yeah.
to me that potentially if there are several of us simultaneously reaching out to people, taking individual tree requests, we could find ourselves promising trees that aren't actually available.
I totally
You know,
agree.
rather than Dave going down the list and understanding exactly which trees are left and which he can offer to the person he's talking to on the phone at that moment.
Yeah,
So I would
and
just
again,
be worried
it's
about
very
leaving
site
people out.
dependent, we just say, what you could say is, we have a few elms, a variety of maples, spruce, ginkgo, like we have a number of street tree, options, and it will be largely on us, it's going to be site dependent and on kind of a first come, first serve as far as, who,
Well,
because
so
we
what
have a
about-
limited number of
I'm not
trees to
saying
plant.
We should give them a choice. I'm just making sure that we all have the same information to share if somebody asks a question. So it could be selection at this time of year's limit, and the tree will be site dependent. If you would like to discuss the selection, you can call David St. Laurent at phone number.
I would just,
Excellent.
I don't think that's gonna, I
I would
agree,
just-
but it's.
I would just say like, it's gonna be a shade tree and we can't tell you exactly which tree we're gonna
Yeah,
plant.
right.
And because,
Are you interested in a free shade tree?
yeah,
Period.
Right.
did you
Yeah.
get the one with the back, where I wrote something on the back? I'm sorry. Losing my mind.
So the other question about framing these texts is, are we letting them know
I'm
that
good.
the town is
I'm good on
coming to install a tree in the right of way? Or are we asking them if they would still like a tree in the right of way? We're asking them, right?
We only plant trees in the right of way. We don't plant.
But I know, but are we asking them if they're okay with it, or are we letting them know that we're doing it?
We're just double checking they're okay with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
if there's a strong opinion not to, then we don't need like
We don't
extra
need to
phone
fight with
calls to
people
the
about
town.
it.
Yeah.
Right,
I
okay,
mean,
just
in-
making
In
sure.
theory, we could just plant it in the right of way and say, the heck with you. But there's been this long discussion about how we don't want to do that.
No.
You looking for this?
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Where'd you find that?
Yeah, we can
I
just,
think it was
we can just
Rebecca's
tell
copy.
you that from, Brian and I from experience, and we're out with Pamela this spring, I don't know, my time is blurred, but.
Yeah, it was in this
It was
early
this
summer.
spring or early summer.
Yeah.
We did a street tree survey all the way up Union because it was just right there. It was easy to do. We were ready. We had
Yep.
extra time. And somebody in the conservation community who you might otherwise think would be totally for tree planting and probably is, but not in her front yard. So
Yeah, she came
know,
running
so-
out and wasn't like too happy.
so it was like, you definitely, it's just not worth, the extra.
Right, and
hullabaloo.
Belmont Ave, we did Belmont and,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Do you want to just like block off 5 of these each and just call these people? And see how far we get, or do you want to not bother with this right now?
No, I think that's fine. So is this as
So-
many people as you have? One,
So,
two-
so you take the first 5. So you're going to take Richard Malo, Mark.
Oh, I want to call the people on the bottom because I know half of them. It's fine. Seriously, can I take the
well,
bottom?
if you
few?
know him, you
I
should.
mean,
call him.
I know Holly personally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ricky's a buddy of mine. I can send Ricky Malo a message right now.
Oh goodness, do you have the list, Samantha?
Do I have what list?
I'm gonna go with no. Hang on, let me,
Who's going to contact Richard Malo?
did you get the, tree
The
planting
list
list.
of Molly.
The list of trees you sent me, yes?
And I'm sending you the list of tree requests next. Hang on.
Okay,
Oh, sugar. Make sure I didn't. Okay. Yep. Never mind. La, la, la.
So if we had, I think we should, if you know somebody, you should pick them, right? I mean, like,
Okay. That's en route, my dear.
Okay, all right, we can do that way.
It might be easier
I-
because you're like, oh yeah, I already have so-and-so's number
Okay.
or
I don't know
oh,
anybody, so I.
there you go.
just like-
I put under Doug Van Hoyk put Rebecca. I will contact them.
Doug Van Hoyk.
And
Okay,
then I know Elise Soccer.
Rebecca.
I actually would love to say hello, so it would be nice.
Luis Soccer, okay,
And otherwise,
all right.
oh well, I've tried. I would call the Van Duzens, but I really just want to talk about his books, so that might not be it might
The
be
list of names?
a long conversation.
I've been
You might
working with,
regret
I've been working
me
with
calling.
Van Duzen, so I can
You
call.
probably no, you should call because I would be like, and
I'm
now
gonna call
that we're
Van
talking
Duzen.
about
Rebecca,
I'm gonna
did you
call
send me
Ollie.
the list of names?
this. I did.
Okay, I just haven't gotten it yet then.
Instead of texting them, we're gonna call them, right?
Okay, it's looking. Oh, it's still thinking. It's like this close.
I think
but not
people
there.
are gonna, if we text them, they're liable to think it's spam or something. I don't know.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
call Van Duzen, I'm gonna call Holly
Oh, yeah.
Anderson.
Samantha has an excellent, quick, and concise messaging. So I'm going to share it with everybody just verbally now, but I can
I
share
can
it.
email it to all if you like it.
Okay, even better. Because then it's in, right. So it says, how about something like this? Hello, blank, this is Rebecca from the Camden Conservation Commission this Sunday. And Molly, by all means, you can say you're with the Camden Conservation Commission. This Sunday, the town of Camden and our volunteers will be planting shade trees in the town right of way. We have you on a list of people interested in receiving a free shade tree from the town. Would you be okay if we plant a tree this Sunday? And that way they can call or they can do whatever they're going to do in terms of like, oh, that's great. Or, oh, I only want a maple tree or whatever. We can make a little note. We could kind of cross compare, but the bottom line is if it gets into this like minutia, you can say we have a limited selection and we cannot guarantee, and we also have to, another caveat is it's site dependent, like some of these places are going to be,
Yeah.
the site conditions are going to be conducive to one
We
versus
just say,
another.
we can carry forward preferences, but we're
There's
not
no
promised.
guarantee.
There's just no guarantee. It's going to be
Yeah.
what's
Then-
available.
Yes, exactly.
You're gonna commit to this Sunday.
I'm okay with this Sunday. I mean, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean-
I can.
I mean,
vote,
if we
but
can get-
if
I
you can
mean,
get half of them in this,
If we
is
get
that
half of them
helpful
in,
for
yeah,
you?
yeah. I mean, if we started, it's just gonna
Yeah,
help.
and just, I'm probably not gonna be available.
No.
So-
Thanks a lot, Brian.
I know,
But
I'm
you
sorry.
that's okay. I mean,
Um,
that's what,
I'm
that,
available.
so
Okay.
then, it probably isn't a bad thing that we don't have all 32 or whatever, 20
8 or
Right.
whatever.
to do. So if we could get 15 of these in, that'll be good enough.
Yep.
Let's
So
shoot for
you guys
15.
are gonna dig the holes, put the stuff, and then we basically would plant the trees.
I'm gonna try and get out all of that done, and I think I can get 15 of that done this tomorrow. is
I'm
the
gonna
day.
be, unfortunately, very limited, help, because I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
That's okay.
So, sorry about that.
That's all right. I mean, there'll be Molly. Is that you're gonna be available?
I'm available this weekend, and yes.
Yeah.
But not next week.
I'm not available next.
Okay, so Sam, you're gonna be kind of no availability.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm available.
Rebecca,
I'm available for a little bit on Sunday.
Sunday,
Yeah,
or do we?
2,
All right.
3.
yeah.
Okay, let's try and get
Uh,
10 of these at least right now.
So if
I've
we,
got
Ricky-
one. Well, actually,
Richard
I've got.
Malo.
Yeah,
Richard
you good?
Malo is a yes.
Okay. Richard Malo is on. Where is he at?
Um,
Go
Down
ahead.
here? Oh, top. Got
Yep.
it.
And who's doing that one? I didn't pay attention.
who's doing that?
Doesn't matter who's doing it. We're just putting them on the list of being done. She just already contacted them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's,
Yeah. So yes.
If it says, so under
okay.
date planted, if there's a date and then a type of tree, does that mean
You don't
it's
have to.
done and we don't have to worry
This
about
form
it?
is just for me.
Okay,
It's just to keep track of it. When we put this in, we'll put it in the app.
okay.
This was just for Kendall to kind of keep track. These are like the additional call-ins. These weren't the ones that we went out and talked with people. Like the Conservation Commission went out and talked with people and put it in the app. These were just call-ins that we got.
As in like people calling,
They contacted us.
Camden?
They contacted us.
Well, that's a good sign.
that is a good
Yeah,
sign.
yeah, that's a real good
That's why
sign.
we're working off
We're
this
working
list.
off the list. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
And I was
so-
thinking this was the first place to start, and then I was gonna go to the app after.
okay.
So Richard Malo, so we've got Richard Malo. He's on 35 Cobb Road.
Can I just do the bottom 4 people on the list or the bottom 5,
Yes.
starting at soccer? I don't know anybody, I just need an
I
assignment.
thought you-
Well, no,
I thought
you-
Oh, I was
Rebecca
gonna-
was gonna do
yeah, do
Elise
the-
and Van.
Rebecca
Go
wanted
from
to,
Scott, let's see, do Lovin, would it go from Lovin to Scott? Although you said you have the
about
Van Duzens.
Andy and Jan
I
Shaw,
can-
to
Okay.
Sandra, or
Hang on.
to Sandra Lauterbach, or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Andy and Jane Shaw. Okay, so that's good. Samantha, Andy and Jane Shaw to Sandra Lauterbach.
Sam.
3 people. Okay,
Yeah.
I will do that.
You start on that. I'll start on Van Duzen, Holly, and I'll just do John Schuster, I guess.
Yeah, or you can just let me, I'll do, how about I just do, so wait, Dave, where were you? From Van Duzen, go to.
I'm
go
doing
to
the last 2. You do the 4 above
Middle,
that.
in the middle, okay, Dave.
Do the
and
4
Dave.
above that. Lerman, Elise, Kathy Murphy, and Doug Van Hoyk. You do those,
Okay,
okay? So Rebecca.
who's doing Foster?
Who has Foster and Scott?
You have Foster and Scott.
I do.
There, I
That's
was gonna
fine. That's
say.
what I was gonna say. I'm fine.
Ta-da! And where's this?
We
Where's
don't
that
need
person?
Dale.
Where's Scott?
I don't know where that person is.
Scott is right below Foster and
Oh,
above Soccer.
I have that one.
Yeah, Rebecca.
You're gonna jump around a little bit, Sam, if you're
Wait,
flexible.
Okay, hold on. Can we just move a little slower?
Yep.
Is that okay? Can I just go down the list and we'll say who has what? I'm gonna just say who I have.
So
Samantha.
I'm popping in here. I don't have a list. I can't see a list. So I'm happy to call anyone you want to assign to me, but I'll just need a picture of that.
That's perfect, Molly. I'm just gonna read down the list right now, and if we assign you anybody, we'll make sure that you have the contact information so that you don't have to be pulling it from the ether. Does that sound good?
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be Sam and you're going to be Samantha for this, for the purposes of this. So Richard Malo is Samantha, but he's taken care of.
He's done.
Done.
Wait, sorry, you're Samantha?
You're Samantha and I'm Sam. Does that
I
work?
didn't- Okay, so Malo's not me because I didn't do them, right?
Molly did.
Oh, Molly
Okay.
did. Sorry. I had
Wait a minute.
that was you. Sorry.
Got
But it doesn't matter because he's done.
Good.
Mark Harper. I have
Sam.
nobody.
Sam's doing Mark Hopper.
I being Sam.
You, Sam, you are.
I
Yeah.
will do that. I'm going to skip the next 3 because they're taken care of.
Done.
McKay, I have nobody written down.
So
That
now
one is-
basically you might as well go down to Andy and Jan Shaw, and Samantha's gonna do Andy and Jan Shaw, Henry Lovin.
Wait, what about McKay?
Dave has that taken care of. It's a red bud.
Yeah, it's
Got it.
already taken care of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's
it will
that's
be,
why I was
it needs to
skipping.
be planted, but it was already, it's already been addressed.
Okay. And then Shaw, Lovin, Lauterbach is Samantha.
Samantha,
Did you
Correct.
get that, Samantha? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Dave, I have you doing Chris
Van
Van
Dusen.
Dusen.
yeah. So then
Skipping
skipping
Daigle.
Daigle, and
And
then
then,
Ken Foster
Is you,
is
Sam.
you, Sam.
and then same with Scott.
And then I said I would do Scott, Elise Soccer, Kathy.
Wait, I have myself down as Scott. Is that wrong?
Oh, you can call him.
I can do that. That's fine.
Sure, let's just cross that one out. Okay, so now I'm gonna do
Why don't we start with that?
Elise Soccer,
Who's missing something?
Kathy Murphy, and Doug Van
Van
Hoyek.
Molly has nothing, right?
Molly already, she was so fast, she got
Yeah,
her,
Molly and I have nothing.
Okay,
Perfect.
so I have another list right here.
haha. Molly, can you, are you okay with sharing? I'm
Why don't you
happy to
guys divide
text you
that
a
up
quick
amongst you and
list.
Molly?
Can you
Okay.
share your numbers? This isn't being recorded for distribution purposes.
Yeah.
If you are willing to give me your number, I will text you
So
your
it's-
assignment.
Perfect. Yes, it's 612-414-0406.
6-1, I'm gonna take a
Brian is
picture of this
going to do
list
it, I
and
guess.
text it to you, Molly. Okay?
Great.
Write down
Thank
your
you.
assignment and write down hers. Did you do that yet?
Well, I'm gonna just send her the list first because I want to know if she knows anybody. Unless she
Uh,
doesn't know anybody, in which
That's
case,
fair.
that's what I was gonna do. Hang on. Okay.
Keypad 236. I still get the brain fog stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that might linger for longer than you want. Just be patient with yourself.
Ugh, sucks.
Yep, it does.
Definitely hurts multitasking.
And,
That's not good. So Molly, I just texted you this list. I know Pete.
All right, I'm still waiting for it.
Okay, so you got Hornbeam on these.
Yeah, that was just because I had a couple extras, but don't.
Ignore it?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing to do with it. Okay.
Have you guys done this before?
No,
Do we know where we start? Like, okay, it's tree planting time. Where do we all meet, show up? And
that's next step. We're trying to
Not
Just
yet,
get
Molly?
the,
get through
gotcha.
where we're actually going to plant some trees
Okay,
and then
Well,
we figure it out from there.
coordinate it.
Got it.
Don't have it yet,
We haven't talked about
but
time,
I'm
right?
also up good, so.
We haven't talked about time.
well, if you don't get it
Speak up.
soon,
You
we
have a little
can just
one,
go
so-
through it.
Well, yeah,
That does or doesn't affect your Sunday.
it does. I mean, she's gonna be with her dad, but it's usually like the cram everything into one day where I get everything done. Do you know what I mean?
No, because I co-parent and cohabitate, so I
Yeah.
don't have the same dynamic.
Yeah, yeah.
It went.
I have-
Co-parenting
yeah.
and cohabitating together create a different flow.
Oh,
Just a different set of, yeah.
I
get it.
just figured out why you didn't get it. I texted it to somebody in New Hampshire.
Oh, God.
All right, let's try it again.
Yeah, you can call me
back at this number. 6-1. You want my number again?
I got it.
612-414.
Okay, somebody else just got it.
Don't call any of these people.
Yeah, whatever.
Or do.
Do whatever you want. Maybe they can help us out.
Hey, yeah, you guys want to call anyone about trees? Camden's
All
beautiful
right.
this time of
You
year.
should-
Yeah, right.
You should get it now.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. Won't be the first mistake I ever made.
No.
Sandra Lauterbach's a definite yes. She said, oh, yes, that's wonderful.
Are you
Okay.
texting?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
So yes.
1, 2, 4,
I
4.
received a list. Do all of these people belong to me, Brett?
No.
And Jeremy?
Do you know any of these
Listen,
people,
Do
Molly?
you have my list? Can I have it back? Do I have?
Which list did you want?
No.
Oh, that list.
Yeah. I was like, kind of-
Okay, so I know Pete Kalajian. I mean, I can do, I'll do cross streets right up the street for me, Central Street. I don't know, why don't I do Jeremy, Len? I can do Fred so I'll do Fred, whoever it is, Jeremy and Pete Kalajian, if you want to do Kit Stone and Jane McKay. So you have 2. Is that all right, Molly?
Yep, I'll do Kit and Jane.
Okay. Now, okay, so I'm gonna call them this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually.
Now, I'm
use the
gonna be
old-fashioned
totally
call.
unavailable to communicate from noon time tomorrow until probably the end of the day on Saturday, so
Oh, you're a little busy.
I'll do my best.
A little bit of work.
Just
So
truth
just-
in advertising,
Yep.
okay?
And if you hear from them, you can always
Yeah,
text me.
I'll take
You know,
care
you
of
can
that.
always
Yep.
just be like,
Yep, no problem. I'm
Hey,
hoping-
Samantha, the
Yes.
the blurb that you wrote, do you mind sending that? Do you mind just emailing that?
Sure,
Thank you.
we'll do that now.
Did you write a little commentary?
no, this is Samantha did.
Oh,
I'm copying it.
you're gonna text it to
I
us?
think she's gonna email.
I'm
it.
strongly opposed to reinventing wheels.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm
Can you
concerned about is
include-
committing to do it Sunday for these people, because what if we can't get there on Sunday?
That's me.
I just got a text from the guy in New Hampshire. I'm only kidding.
It's like, yes, I'd love it, Trey, thank you. Can you imagine the call to the town hall later when he didn't get his tree?
Yeah,
You said you were
whatever.
planting a tree.
Samantha, in
Yeah.
that email, could you include, if you have it, could you include, or could someone tag on the tree options that exist? Just not so people can choose, but just so if someone asks, what might I get, we can tell them.
Yeah, I just already sent the email, but I'll just do a reply all and send the file so you can see it.
Perfect, thank you.
Sorry, it's sideways. That's how I got it.
Well, that's how it was printed.
I'm already through my list. No.
Already through your
And
list?
well, one of them I had already noted that I planted it. Holly doesn't want one now, and Van Duzen's gonna get back to me, and I don't think they're gonna want one either.
Really?
Holly, this is what I've been running up against. People wanted them and now they don't.
That's so.
Well, we
weird.
got Sandra Lauterbach wants one, so that's good.
All right,
What
where is
was
she?
that?
Sandra Lauterbach, yes,
Sandra.
On
Lauterbach.
Pearl.
Oh, good. She wants one?
awesome.
Yep.
Are they saying why they don't want one? Just out of curiosity?
Well, she said she planted flowers in that place now,
Oh,
and then
Is it cute? Okay.
I had another lady that just said, one lady is too old now, and she says she can't take care of it and rake the leaves and water it. I said, well, we'd water it for you. No, don't want one. And
Okay.
then, what was the other reason here? I don't know on the Van Duzens there. He says that, we kind of wanted one, we planted one, but I got to talk with my wife. That's what I get a lot of. They got to talk with their wife.
Yeah, right, okay. Well, so,
I'm going to move on to the app now.
okay,
That's what I'm going to do. Because you guys get the list all kind of buttoned up.
all right, and then I'll call my folks and let you folks know. I'll text you to let you know what I found out, all right? And I may or may not be available Sunday. I just can't commit.
That's okay.
I'm going away for like a couple of weeks. After the end of October, I'm really available to do lots of stuff. So, but
Yeah.
just so you know, I mean,
And this planning stuff can go into October easily because,
into the early November.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
It's actually,
It's a good time to
it's
plant
actually
a tree.
better.
Yeah. Right.
So, all right. here.
Okay. Oh, what a.
So can we agree on a time to start, not necessarily the place to start, or if we're going to split into 2 groups based on the number of people available, but can we agree like 9 until you have to go or until your stuff, or do whatever? I'm just throwing a time out there in general, but can we anticipate a little bit?
Why don't we just say 9 until 2? Is that too long for you guys or?
Well, yeah, but not necessarily. It depends on where they're located and how we may get them. If we only have 10 to plant, we'll be done well before then.
If we get it done before, we're done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's reasonable.
So 9 to 2.
Sorry, I missed that entire conversation because I was trying to copy down the list. I can't do all of that.
Yeah,
But I can
whatever you
definitely do
whatever you
some of
can
it.
do.
Okay.
I guess the other part is, we're gonna have to be in groups of 2, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Can you bring a shovel? I think if you don't have one, I have
I
one.
don't
Bring a
have one.
shovel. I can bring 4 shovels. I can
I
bring
think-
2 watering cans full, like actually closed top, like.
I think a
portable
shovel and a
watering-
rake, if you could bring a shovel and a rake, and then if you don't have one, I have some at the garage. I have one in my truck.
I know I don't have anything.
I have enough
can
for
buy-
you and me both.
Okay. I can get gloves or something like that. I just don't, I rent, and so I don't like have any of that stuff.
I mean, it'll be all right, because
sorry.
as long
I
as
can
somebody,
bring a couple rakes.
as long as,
I can bring a couple rakes, so I can.
Yeah.
yeah, if you have a rake and a
Thank
shovel,
you.
that'll be great. Because the hole will already be dug. You're just gonna be putting the compost and the soil that's in the pile next to the hole, kind of mixing it up, putting a little in the bottom, planting the tree. Now, does everybody understand when you plant a tree, what you do is you have to measure from the bottom of the pot to the top of the root ball. And then what you do is you dig the hole will be dug, and then you lay like a shovel or something across the hole, and you can just use a stick or something and measure down, and you want the actual root ball to be a little higher than the surface of the surrounding
Because it'll settle.
grass.
But just a little bit.
Just a little bit, like a half
Half an
inch.
inch to an inch.
You just want it to be a little higher than the grass around it. You don't want it lower. Okay?
Can we do, all of us, like maybe do the first one together?
Yeah, we could do that.
And then maybe if it's possible, break off into pairs where at least
Right.
one person knows.
Yeah, that's a good
has done
idea.
it before. I don't know if that's gonna be possible.
It's super easy.
So where are you gonna meet?
Well, we'll have to figure out where we're
I think
gonna meet.
probably in like a tree like
One of the
like kind
first
yeah.
locations or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe,
I would say with the number on Pearl Street, we should be on some place on Pearl Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can walk to the site from your place
Oh.
and then hop in my truck and we'll take off to the like further reaches or something. and
So
put
you'll
those in,
know-
like.
I know I feel a little spoiled, but.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I know, it's kind of like, oh, look at them all.
All right.
But yeah, that might make sense.
Okay.
so far we have
Because like I can easily
211
do
Washington
Cobb Road
Street.
and Washington Street. They're sort of, they're,
Those are
basically next to each
committed.
other,
Okay.
Not planted.
These are the ones that we're gonna be doing Sunday. So far I have 211 Washington Street, potentially 2 Mountain Ash there. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with that. We've got 20 Pearl Street, 1 Red Bud. I got 35 Cobb Road. And that was Malo. So that's a question mark of what kind of tree. I'll look at that spot. So do we have any other ones that confirm now?
Sandra Lauterbach,
Okay.
she's very enthusiastic, like happy about it. So
Does she
great.
just want 1 or 2?
I don't know. Do you want me to ask her? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know what the site's like.
I mean, ask her if we could put 2 there, would she be willing to have 2? So that's 32 Pearl Street. Okay. Sandra. Okay. I don't really need a name. 32 Pearl. Okay. So we got 4. We just need another 6.
All right.
One, 2, 3.
I know.
Can Can you, so for you said there are 4. I have Malo at 35 Cobb, McKay at 20 Pearl,
McKay,
Lauterbach.
you have McKay. Those are the people you're calling?
No, the confirmed sites.
You have McKay now?
That's what I have written down. McKay. Yeah, it sounded
It
like
said
you.
Redbud.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't have the name written
No,
down.
it's okay.
Yeah, that's 20 Pearl Street. Yep.
Okay, and then Lauterbach.
Then I have 35 Cobb
at
Road,
30.
Malo.
Malo, and
Can
then
do you mind if I just go down the list?
just give me the address. Yeah, not the name.
Sure.
Yep.
35 Cobb I have.
Yeah, I have that.
And then I have 20 Pearl.
I have that.
32 Pearl.
Yep.
That's 3 confirmed. And then that's actually all I have. So
211 Washington was Rebecca said that she knows that person.
This is the woman.
That-
is she on here?
No, we're adding it on.
Yeah.
I was literally at her house this week and I
Right.
just sent her
Got
a
it.
text. I happen to know she wants
Got it.
mountain ash in her backyard because she's very fond of them. If we have 2
Okay.
put in her front, like she's not gonna say no. Like
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
We can't put one in the backyard.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like, no, I happen to know that she's like designated a spot and her ideal tree for that spot is that. So I
Okay.
was like, well, if she gets 2 in
That's
her
great.
front yard, I'm gonna just call.
I don't like mountain ashes, but if she likes them,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
great.
really like them either.
Yeah.
They're messy and
They're kind of ugly too. I don't
ratty
like
looking.
orange.
Yeah,
Orange berries.
yeah.
So we have
They get
4
just messy.
4 sites total at this moment. Is that right?
Four, and
And then 2211.
potentially there's 2 trees at 211.
That's what I have for the 4th, actually. I have 211 Washington, 32 Pearl, 20 Pearl, 42 Pearl,
32 Pearl, right?
No,
Yeah.
if these,
32 and 42.
You have 42 now? Who's 42 Pearl? Oh, that's Harper.
Yep.
Who contacted him?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Cobb Road. That was my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, so, yeah.
that's, Lauterbach. Right.
So 4 sites total.
42 Cobb Road, that's one I don't have.
No. 35 Cobb Road.
Okay, 35.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. 211, 20 Pearl, 35 Cobb, and 32 Pearl. 4 spots.
Perfect. And that as it is now, I guess that
Right.
could change.
211, there could be 2 trees. And 32, maybe it's 2 trees after Sam checks. So that would leave now. And Van Duzen's getting back to me.
I left a message.
Okay.
All right, well, I feel like this has been productive, so 9, do we want to wrap this up with, dispersing for assignments?
And then
getting a
calling,
follow-up,
Just
and then
sending me a
just
text.
Putting a, email together, and I could send it to you as a text as well.
Now,
but, like,
Question.
but I think it's important, like, because until we know exactly where we can't kind of create a route or divide and conquer kind of approach.
Let's-
until
let's-
we know.
Let's just say we're gonna meet at 20 Pearl Street
That sounds good.
At 9 o'clock?
at 9
If I'm
o'clock.
available, I'll be there.
This will be the first one, 20 Pearl.
20
And then
Pearl.
we can, and you'll know where the others are.
Right, 9 a.m. And if there's like a special place you want to go to plant the tree because you know the person, we could figure that out then.
Yeah.
9 a.m. I'm going to go out and mark out spots, and then I'm going to put the trees there
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
So there might be, people might come out and be like, I want to hear, that's what,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I get it.
It's never right where you want, where you think it should go, but that's understandable. I mean, if I lived at a house, I would probably,
I probably do the same thing.
I would too. And my
Yeah.
wife would move it in another direction.
So
Well, it's true. Yeah, we just, I like things nice and even. She likes things wavy.
I like them symmetrical. Because.
Me too.
I'm the
David?
same way. I like them.
I like symmetry.
David,
Yes.
Just heard back from Henry Levin. He said, yes, he's interested. He's asking if he can have a choice of location. If so, yes, I'm interested. And I'm just explaining it's site specific and needs to be in the right of way.
Yeah.
But as long as it's in the town right of way, you can have some input.
Yes. Yep.
Would I tell him you're going to be around on Friday to dig a hole, or or maybe
tell
he
them
could
to
reach
tell them
out
to
to
put
you?
a stake or like a sneaker or something on
Yeah.
the lawn so that I know where it is.
Okay, will do.
And if it's outside of the right of way, it will be moved as close to, but within the right of way.
Right.
So if the homeowner marks their preferred spot and it's
Yeah, and
within
it's
the
like,
right
you
of
know,
way.
6 feet from their house, which obviously wouldn't be a good place for a tree, but, you
Yeah.
know, and their house isn't on top of the sidewalk, you know, then it's gonna get moved back, you know.
A stick in the ground or any kind of
Yeah,
mark.
little flagging tape, kind of.
Okay,
All right.
so mark Henry down.
Now we have 5.
1,
That was
3,
Henry
4,
Levin.
5,
Yep.
6,
That's
actually.
47 Pearl.
It's
47
6
per
trees.
row.
So
Yep.
it's 6 trees though. So 2, well, assuming you can put 2 in it, 211, 1. So that's 5 locations. Yes. All right.
47.
Sam, you got like you're like really influential here. It seems like maybe.
Oh, okay, and Sandra just said, Sandra Lauterbach, 32 Pearl Street said, yes, of course, if 2 fits, she'll take 2.
2 trees. All right, now we've got 6 trees. We're almost there.
This is great.
Let's just
Henry-
do it. Let's just do this now. We can get it done.
Was Lauterbach?
7 trees because Judy will take 2 if she can get to.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Yep. Potentially 7.
All right, we're gonna take our speakers off and then we just make calls or text messages. We'll get all our trees figured out.
All right, I'll get-
What if we get 15 so quick? That'll be all right.
Well, then we'll do that. I'm gonna call.
No one's going to pick up for me because I have a 603 area code. So just be prepared for that.
That's very biased because my husband's been here for 18 years and he came with a 413 number and he was very clear that he was not going to get rid of that phone number.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I'm like, I'll get a 207 number so that one of us looks like we live here.
Yeah.
If we have to play it, we can.
What the heck am I doing? I should-
Lauterbach 11.
Probably for some weird reason.
47 Pearl.
You calling me?
Hi, Elise, this is your friend Jacob's calling.
38074.
You texting?
69. I'm calling.
On Sunday, and you are on our list of tree requests for 2024. We are calling to confirm the tree. And if you have a strong preference within the right of way as to where it goes, please put a stake on. If you have also.
Hi, this is Dave St. Laurent, the Public Works Director for the town of Camden. Are you still interested in a tree being planted within the right of way in front of your property?
So it's
Question when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
You sure?
Shoot.
Are we deferring to a no? So like if you leave a message for someone, are we saying we're gonna plant it if we don't hear from you?
No.
No.
No,
We don't plant it if we don't.
unless you get back to
I
us.
said, we'd like to hear from you, either way, you know, or we won't plant a tree.
A yes or a no, yeah.
We won't, okay, so we want to hear from them.
I mean, you don't want to plant a tree in front of someone's house that doesn't want it because they're going to kill it probably.
It wouldn't be a good thing. I know if somebody did it in front of my house, I wouldn't be too happy.
I wouldn't either. I'd be like, what the hell are you doing over here?
Yeah.
Even though it's still right away, it's still, they think it's their property and for all practical purposes it is.
By the way, if you still want to get rid of a tree, I still am open to one where the hurricane took down that big old oak. on Dillingham, but I know it's not a priority street, so it's fine. Just letting you know,
No,
if we
I
got a
mean-
tree to get rid of, bring it on over here.
Well, it's not that it's a priority street. You're just as important as everybody else. So if you want one over there, we can put one over there.
You got just 1 second. You weren't on.
I mean, I can- You got the tree list? Do you have the tree list, Sam?
Oh yeah, I do. How far is the right of way from the sidewalk on Pearl? Henry's asking.
Go to GIS and look at your property.
We got a bunch of stuff.
Oh, no, I'm talking about for Henry, the person who's taking the tree. He wants to know where the right of way
Unless
is.
you have, you know, we've got.
Like how many feet from the curb, maybe? How would you estimate it to him?
Well, I look at the GIS. So let me look at it right now.
Okay. He's 47 Pearl.
I don't know if you have any strong preferences, if you could give me those, but otherwise,
47 Pearl. I think I know who he is.
Looking at our list, we don't have any past ones.
It's okay, we have a limited number of trees and we didn't even know that, I don't think it didn't make the list.
All right, and here's the deal, if you're even if you
I'm
want a
gonna put
couple of trees, that's fine with us.
I just put a note that
If
says.
you
take
are
notes. We have
interested, you can
200
text me back to
other
this
places
number.
on Grove Street that definitely have
And
confirmed,
Then
yes.
you could put a couple stakes where you
So,
want, or a stake where
What
you
I'll
want.
do is when we're
and we're gonna go out on Sunday
I'll just
and,
make a little note, and if I.
put 'em in the
see there's an
ground.
opportunity for another tree,
All right, Pete, thank
either
you.
do a call or an opportunity,
Bye-bye.
you know, or just, put you on the list, maybe.
Pete was interested. He's gonna talk to his wife,
Yeah.
Pete Kalajian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I super.
You know him?
I do.
He's a funky dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's an interesting guy, but,
Roughly 10 feet from 10 to 12 feet from the edge of the road.
all right.
Much appreciated, and, yeah, we'll take a peek when we're.
Yeah, he bikes everywhere.
Yeah, he does. He's very energetic guy.
Yeah.
All right, thank
All
you.
right.
All right, bye-bye.
So he's gonna text me back,
Okay.
all right?
David, I feel like the tree selection at my house would just sort of depend on, there's wires that go overhead, so you would want something that doesn't.
I don't have anything in this selection that's like a small tree.
Oh, okay.
They're
Then that's- I'm
they're
probably
mostly
not-
shade trees. I mean, unless there's, like, I don't know about a black tupelo. I don't know what the height is on that. That's a big tree.
That's enough. It's like a 50-foot tree.
Yeah.
And it really prefers wetter feet, so you would want to make sure it had.
Okay, well,
Consistent.
That is the only one I'm really not familiar with. The spruce trees,
I know, we're all like.
the spruce trees, there's a place on Washington Street where I was gonna plant those, so I could probably mark those out for planting, and that would add 2 more trees.
Is it at the Van Hoyks?
No,
Oh, okay, it's a different spot.
It-
I left a message with Doug, and I left a message with
Hi,
Elise.
Jerry. My name is Brian.
and
Buddy. I'm with the
I'm
Camden.
confident I'll hear from both of them. I
Expressed
don't,
interest in
his wife knows me, he
Want
doesn't.
a shade tree and right away near your property.
Elise will know
We're
why
gonna
I'm,
be
as soon as
out
she gets the
Sunday
message, so
doing
I'm sure I will
that.
hear
You
from
know,
her.
if
Either way.
we're still
Kathy Murphy,
you could.
Kathy Murphy, had 2 eastern hornbeams already planted.
Okay.
And she said, I'd entertain another tree, but I don't know exactly where it would go. But she's like, I also don't feel like I need one because we did get 2 put in
Okay.
along her area. So, but she thanked us for the work we're doing and appreciated the call. And so that was all nice. Like,
okay,
Would you call her a maybe, or is she just a no?
I'm just putting no.
I'm gonna put no for this. Well, that's what I said. I was like, I
Um,
think for the purposes of so we have a limited number of trees and a number of requests. So I think that we would put you, I said, what I would do is when we're on Pearl Street, I would just take a quick look because I'd be in the neighborhood and like kind of eyeball it. And I could call her, email and be like, I think you're all set. There really isn't a space or I'll put you on for a later date.
Okay.
So
Um,
we're still on the same
We still have the same amount.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trees.
Well, I'd say for 1 hour's time, we did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and I think by the end of the day, you'll have probably 2 or 3 more, and then that's quite a bit, 10 trees. I do need to know for tomorrow so I can get the trees over to the location with the hole.
Yep.
Don't want to interrupt, but I have.
Thank you, Molly. We'll be in touch, both by email and otherwise.
Great,
Molly,
guess I interrupted anyway. Thanks, guys.
Molly,
Bye, Molly.
are you gonna be there at the time?
I'll be 9 o'clock at, I wrote it down somewhere.
Okay, so you did
9
that.
a.m. 20 Pearl Street.
Okay, you did hear that. All right, cool.
Awesome. See you Sunday.
And I'll bring some extra tools.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right.
Bye.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, so I got one machine. I left a message. That was Ken Foster. Mark Harper at 42 Pearl Street. That phone number's been disconnected. I do have an email, but I'm not gonna push hard
This just didn't work.
at this moment.
No voicemail.
yeah, this gets
I
more
have-
complicated than it looks, right? You think you're like, oh, I got a list. There'll be no problem. And then you start, and you're like,
So I got Pete. I left a message.
so Pete that'll be 8. 'Cause
That-
he's gonna want one.
He's gonna definitely want one. He's gonna text me back, and I told him to put a stake if he wanted his.
Yeah, he's got a tight front yard though.
He asked me
Well,
what
that's
trees
why
we
I'm
had,
looking
and
at, I'm looking at I'm like, I know where the Van Hoyks live, and I was like.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like the people that want them already have a lot of them. Yeah.
A lot of tree.
All right.
Wait, do you have somebody who is a yes, Brian? Somebody else who's a yes?
I believe so.
What's the site? I'm just
It's,
trying to, I'm
um,
trying to at least capture all the
It's
sites.
14 Central Street.
Thank you.
It's an underwire tree.
We'll put
We don't-
maybe.
You don't really have a lot of underwire trees.
Did you get the smaller hornbeam? Because there's some that are smaller, and some that you don't.
They're the
you
bigger
don't
one.
get.
They're the hop hornbeam.
Well, that's not good. I didn't realize that.
Mhm. No, yeah, everybody, what I'm finding
Mm-hmm.
is everybody wants an ornamental tree. A lot of people. They don't want a shade tree.
Well, and you know what? Judy's the exact opposite. She's like, I have big maple trees, but
That's not what I usually hear though.
you can't, I was like, dude, you can't put those in because you have wires, because she's got
Yeah.
wires going in both directions. Like,
So
I was like, and that's not gonna work.
I do have a few left over at the garage.
I
but
got
don't-
Pete all excited now, and he's gonna wanna.
Just tell them, I mean, this is the list we have. So let's go through the list. We have, a linden, but that's a big tree.
What could we put under the wire?
We got a red maple, an Armstrong maple.
I'm gonna make my last phone call.
Yep, no, that makes.
All the
sense.
maples are
The tulip
big.
Trees are.
Tulips here are huge. I have only one red bud, and that's already spoken. I've got, a mountain ash is a fairly big tree. A
Yeah,
black,
they typically don't get more than 30, and where. I'm
That's
putting
kind of
them,
an
it's
underwire tree.
okay.
Yeah.
Like,
All right,
I've got- Those
so-
won't work. I've already those are done.
What?
The mountain ash are accommodated or accounted for. 'Cause
Okay.
already-
so
Hmm.
these you could plant the hornbeams.
All right.
That-
So
I guess, the thing is too, though, is they can prune these trees and keep them smaller if they wanted to. That's the other side of it.
so hornbeam could work.
Possibly,
I
yeah.
do think that of all the choices, that's gonna be the best option.
So do we have hornbeam?
We do. No, you don't.
Well,
You
it
do?
says
It
we
four.
may add if
May
we
add,
want.
okay.
Yeah, we can pick them up if we want.
Okay,
Disconnected
so we could add
message.
hornbeam, so they'd be a hornbeam.
I can't tell if it's my.
Yeah, I wrote right here, not too big. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So one of them has a question mark next to it, which
Actually,
is like,
I
okay,
noticed
maybe-
they all did, but, or most of
Did
them
make a
did.
note here. 4 of them are the smaller ones. They're the 10 to
Yeah.
15 footers.
All right.
That's
that'd work.
perfect.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
that'll go to
great.
Jeff's house.
Those
I
are the
don't have
hop
this one.
hornbeams. But then then there's one American hornbeam that's a 30 footer.
So Pete's supposed to text me back, and I'll let you guys know, but it'll have to be a hornbeam.
Yeah.
Yes, it's because we literally just don't have another
For
option.
14 Central.
But if he's got, but that's a great tree for that location.
Good.
I will dance around in circle. I will tout the awesomeness of the tree
Good.
for
Yeah,
him.
I'm sure
Like if
Pete
he's
will-
kind of like, I'll be like, no, you're gonna love this tree.
Hornbeam. I need to
Okay.
see what that looks like
Just see
now.
my front yard. I've got about 30 trees I planted. in my
Have
front
you?
yard. Oh, yeah. It's like,
Is that forest?
Like a mini.
that's what I wanted.
So David,
Yes.
just to make sure, can you note on your tree request list that Henry Levin's gonna stake out where he'd like his tree to be. I told him the right of way to amount of space. And that Sandra at 32 Pearl is open to 2 trees. I just want to make sure you have that information.
So those
Yep,
are,
two if possible.
do you have the 47 Pearl? I have written down, will give location. I already wrote that.
Okay, and then 32 Pearl, the next one is 2
Two.
trees.
Look at this, trees and we'll give location. Already-
Super.
So, one of the things you can tell Henry too, though, is to look at the other trees, like left and right. They're kind of all in a line that are on the right of way.
Okay.
I try to keep them all kind of in a
Yeah,
line.
have that LA,
Yeah,
that
so
nice.
all
con-
evenly all the same distance from the edge of the road roughly. So-
Yeah.
So when you're looking
Yeah,
down,
so even though you've got the diversity of the.
you don't want them like
Sure.
staggered
Yeah.
like this in the
Yeah,
right
yeah,
of way.
yeah.
You want them all, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
that's you and me,
yeah,
like,
that's
we
me
want
and
it
you. I do the
straight.
same thing.
We want it straight. We don't want
Yeah.
chaos.
I want it, yeah. Mathematically, makes sense.
Yeah, right, yeah. This is a fight I have all the time.
Welcome to my world.
It's an open discussion.
It doesn't look natural, it looks.
I mean, from a landscaping perspective, they say curved lines and odd numbers.
So that curved line thing is totally relative to this the context and the situation.
I
It's
know,
not-
but I'm talking in generalities here, and in Brian and I's world, everything should be even numbers and straight.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just don't
Symmetrical,
you
concrete,
just don't
straight.
understand.
Well,
It's
I
a-
get into
Oh, I
this
understand.
landscape thing, to make it look natural, that doesn't really work very well. 'Cause
No,
nature-
but-
All
it
right.
still makes me feel better.
Makes me feel better too.
So I think that we are in a good spot to regroup via
Good show.
email. And
All right.
just,
All right, we're good.
Sam is doing an awesome job.
All right, look, we did it.
Coalescing the chaos.
Well, thank you for
Fine.
filling in for my inability to keep up with this stuff, it seems like right now. but-
Well, I think this is sort of the role that we are in, many ways supposed to serve, and that this has been a huge piece to